My thing again. I'm in the car wash. Yep. Nobody's popped up just yet. Everybody must be busy. It is what it is. Hey, what's good? Top Money Gaming. What's good with you, man? What up? Best you sign a supplement. Multi-pack vitamins. Multi-pack vitamins, best supplement. That's what I like about them. What's good, everybody? What's happening? Yeah, you already know where I'm at. I'm getting my car washed. I'm I live in these things, man. I'll spend $100 on car washes. I'm too cheap for that. I'm not cheap. I'm thrifty, right? New year, new me, trying to you know get things done, be more cost effective. That's smart, right? I think that's smart. But this do the job for me right here. Knocks the dirt up off of it, give it a nice little shine. It's $14. Scratch your car up. This is a Tesla. I drive Teslas. I got three Teslas I drive. So you know, ain't no thing. They paint job is pretty whack anyway. Oh man. Uh Tito Mercado future champion? Yes. Yes. Mercado, you know what? I like him. He was nice. He was real nice. Real nice. I like the way he looked. Absolutely. Like the way he looked in his fight. Very sharp fighter. Um, calm, very calm. I think he's the type of fighter that I think a lot of fans will like. He puts the combinations together extremely well. Great counterpuncher. He looks like he's a gutsy type of fighter as well. Take the appropriate chances. What else? Shoot. What else I like about him? Goes to the body well. He's a good puncher. He wants all the smoke. All the smoke. And I like that too. I do like that too. So yeah, he future world champion for sure. I think so for sure. Let's see. Tim, Fred. All right. Fred, what's up, man? How you doing? What's good? I'm coming up in the amateurs, fighters. I want to get your advice on how I can get noticed by Top Rank. All right, Matchroom Boxing. Hopefully they was signed by Eddie. Man, okay. Please fill me in. So like amateur boxers, look, all the top promoters in the game, they know who they are. They know who they're after. Um, depending on what age you are, depending on how far you are in your amateur career, they just know that they send people there. They're constantly watching you. If they haven't, approached you just yet, that doesn't mean that they won't. However, they're looking for top guys. They're looking for certain things in amateur fighters. It's not necessarily just how many national championships you win. It's more so, do you have somewhat of a pro style? Can you punch? Are you placing your shots? They're looking for various things. Size. They're looking for various fighters also with age. Um, they're looking for backstory as well. They want to know your backstory. But they're constantly looking for talent. Not sure if Top Rank's signing talent or not. I'm not sure. But I would say Olympic year is usually a year when they start to sew up fighters. They start to you know pick up young talent. So the Olympic year mainly. So depending on what they need or what they feel they need in the stable, that's what they're gonna go after. But to make yourself be noticed, I mean, look, I tell guys all the time, like, try to get into these camps. You get into these camps with other fighters. They can vouch for you. Coaches that have experience in the game that can vouch for you. Not Ryan Garcia. He's talking about me right now. But you have a guy like Robert Garcia. you get into his camp and stuff, he'll vouch for you if you're doing well. So that's another way of doing it. But you got to be in the city where it's really hot. It's a hot city or a hot place, a hotbed where talent typically flourishes. So if you in some place where we don't know you need to get to some place to where boxing, is a real thing. Let's see what's good, what's good, what's good. And then you can always also send your information, video of yourself to the promoter. You can also do that too. You know, I think that'd be great. You know, tell them you looking to sign with them. I would advise every fighter, young fighter, to make sure you're on social media. Make sure that you're selling yourself on social media and you're building up a following there. That's a big thing nowadays. The bigger the following you have, the more interest they're gonna have because you're gonna be able to put people in seats. I mean, of course, your style got to be on point as well. But if you got a big social media and following, then it's like, hey, you have the card, right? You have the card to say like, look at all the people that follow me. So that should translate inside the ring. If they're following me here, then they gonna watch me fight. So that's another way of getting signed to a big promoter as well. I'm liking the kind of roll. Yeah, I like that fight too. Was Kendall Hall tough? Kendall Hall was tough. Very skillful fighter. Uh, Hard puncher. A lot of hand speed. Had the size advantage over me. I felt like I couldn't really box with him. On the outside, he was extremely dangerous. Had you know a good right hand, solid left hook. I mean, great left hook. Knocked out so many guys with that left hook. But yeah, he was tough. Absolutely tough fighter. I just felt like I had to pressure him. I felt like I had to get to him. Yeah, just Slim Davis, what's going on? Morrell in 11. You know what? I looked at Morrell today. He looked like something out of comic book. Floyd by UD on the 22nd. Okay, so you got Floyd Schofield by UD on the 20th. Oh, okay, and Tank in 4. Wow. Ooh, wow. Just that's some heck of a predictions right there, man. Hell of position predictions. Look, Morrell, I could see that happening, man. I could see that happening. Like Morrell looking sharp, man. The body sculpted. He looks ready. Uh, Definitely looked like he took this training camp extremely serious. His preparation, you could tell in his body. He looking like something out of comic book, man. So, but I know Benavidez is tough and he's ready and he's gritty and he's ready for war. So we'll see what happens, man. Hey Tim, you were an amazing fighter too. I love the Veronica fight. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, no doubt. Let's see. I'm in Detroit. Is it hard to get noticed by? Yeah, it is, man. I didn't get noticed by a huge promoter. I didn't. I had went to the Western Trials. I lost to the Olympian Vanes, who's from Glendale, California. I got beaten in the Western Trials, and then after that, it was like nobody, no promoters called, nothing. I mean, only by the grace of God, I met Thompson Boxing Promotions, and I was coming out of a hotel. That's what it was. So um, I was um, coming out of the hotel. I saw guys with shirts and said Thompson Boxing. I approached them. I tell this story all the time. I got into it with one of the guys or whatever. He said I didn't box or whatever. He put his fist up and he basically started slap boxing. We got into it and I finally my cousin grabbed me and took me to the car or whatever, and then a young gentleman, Mike, he comes out, Mr. Thompson's son, and he runs out and he hands me the card and he's like, yo, I love your energy. Yo, when you ready to turn pro, here, give us a call. And so like I think it was like 6 to 8 months after that, my dad called him, set up a fight. They brought me out, and then the rest was history. You know. So that's how I got recognized. It's just the way it's supposed to be, you know. Just Slim Davis, I appreciate the super chat, man. It says, "How do you feel the Ryan Garcia fight will go?" Look, I don't know. I don't know how that fight's gonna go. I just know that Haney should be different. I know Haney during that fight's gonna have to really fight demons, man. He really is. Um, especially what happened in the first fight. As soon as I just wonder how he's gonna react as soon as he get hit with that first left hook. Because it's bound to happen. It's really, really hard to really break bad habits. It is. He can do it and hold that phone up. But sooner or later, he's gonna result back, especially when the fight starts to get tough. The first time around, I heard that Garcia didn't really train for the fight. So if he comes serious, he may be different. The second time around, I do like the fact that they'll be on even playing fields. A drug testing to be a part of it, which is extremely important. If there's no drug testing, Haney shouldn't take the fight. Absolutely not. That's my advice to him. If there's no drug testing, if he can't convince him to take the VADA testing, which is the most extensive drug test in the world, in boxing and in the world, in any sports, more than USADA. Yes, they test for things that on the prohibited list, you know what I mean, and also the ones that that are not as well. I mean, they got this urine carbon test that they have that I'm familiar with because I work with VADA. You know, I you know I tested all the fighters that I fought. That would take the test. I'm like, yo, you got to take VADA testing. So, but yeah, we'll see, man. I think Haney in the first fight. Even with the circumstances, I thought that like in spots he controlled the action. He did well. He was winning some rounds, but those rounds where he got dropped in, that came back and bit him in the behind. But he got a draw on one scorecard. The rest of the cards, of course, Garcia won. But if he can box and stay away from that left hook, then he can win the fight. So, but he still got to be able to take that shot. He still got to be able to take that shot, and Garcia is special at that. I remember fighting Manny Pacquiao and getting ready for that straight left hand. And I did my best to avoid it during training camp. I would even pay my sparring partners $100 extra every time they would land a straight left hand on me. And I prepared extremely well, but it was still extremely hard to be able to make him miss with that left hand. He was that damn good with it. And I feel like Garcia is just that damn good with it, man. He knows how to land that shot. So it's gonna be tough for Haney. But I don't think anything's impossible in the sport. I think he can get it. I think he's gonna have to go through very a mental battle, before leading up, all that in the buff. He gotta revisit that, man. Everything that he went through, all those emotions, everything he went through, man, that first time he gotta revisit that, man. That is so hard to deal with. So we'll see what happens though. But I think it's gonna be a good fight. So we'll see. Hey Joe, I appreciate you, man. 4.99. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Tim, what up, champ? He says, what you think about Shakur and the Showtime Porter sparring? I think that's smart, and how you got the fight going. I have Shakur late stoppage. I I can see a late stoppage if he steps on the gas. However, it just depends on how hard that Schofield really punches. If Schofield is thumping like they say he is, he has those knockouts. He does have speed, a very athletic kid, young man. Then you know I don't see the knockout coming. I don't. This kid comes in tremendous shape. Shakur, if he steps on the gas second half, if he's willing to trade inside the pocket, then yeah, he can get the stoppage. But just one punch, nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. And if he does get the stoppage, it could be to the body. I heard that he hurt him in sparring to the body. But I got Shakur winning the fight. I think that Schofield's still like a little baby bird. That's why that's how I view him, like a little baby bird still learning. Still learning how to fly. although he has success in his career. But we'll see. We'll see. He's gonna get tested against one of the I would say better scientists in the game of boxing. So in the sport of boxing. So we'll see. Um, let's see what else. What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, Floyd too smart and adaptable. Yeah, he seems like it. He seems like it. But see, one of the weaknesses that I see with Floyd is that he does his best work when he's coming forward. But when you push him on his back foot, and sometimes when he's out in space, he don't know what to do. And that's where I see a fighter with Shakur's experience and knowledge and IQ. He'll be able to see that, and he'll know he can step to him. Shakur likes to fight off his front foot, believe it or not. He just again he takes that step back, sometimes two steps, sometimes three, depending on what his opposition is doing, how much they're advancing on him. But he comes right back into into position. So it's not like he just take off running and run around. No, no, no. He will step back and then he'll go forward real quickly to put that mental pressure on you and make you miss with your shot and just psych you out. He might punch you, he might not, just depending. If he's a healthy Shakur, I think he's dangerous. I really do. But we don't know how healthy that hand is until he actually hits somebody with 10-ounce gloves or 8-ounce gloves on that head, on that body, and then he gonna realize that his hand is okay. But in training, you taking care of it. In training, you got different wraps on, pair of wraps on. I'm not sure if he puts gauze on. I don't know. But I used to use gauze every time, professional wrapped every single day because this is your breadwinners. This is how you eat. So having getting professionally wrapped every single day is important. I see some of these guys, they wrap them up and then they'll cut them. They'll be cheap. They'll cut them down the center. And then the next day you see them reapply that same gauze that they took off, reapply it, and then just put tape around it. I think that's terrible. Don't be cheap on your hands. Take care of your hands. This is extremely important. So we'll see how Shakur's hand stands up. So yo, why you never went up to fight Triple G? Because I'm not a fool. Because I'm not a fool. You know what? I told him I would. I mean, I told him I would. Everybody was scared to fight him. But that's how competitive I was. I told him I was like, man, I'll go up and I'll fight you. Good channel, straight talking, boxing talk. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Jim Racist Bradley, what up? Come on, man, stop, stop. Not racist at all. If you only knew, Bradley, why the fight between you and Cotto didn't happen? Um, that's interesting. If I can remember and recall what happened with Cotto, I think I had an opportunity to face him. It was towards the back end. Of course, it was towards the back end of my career, but I think I turned it down. I don't know if I turned it down. I'm not sure. I gotta go back and talk to my wife on that one. That one got knocked on my head, but I know there was an instance where there was something I could have fought him and I didn't. I could have fought him though, but I didn't fight him. And it might have been because I wasn't ready, and I hadn't been training. I think I was contemplating retirement then, so I was like still unsure, if I was gonna come back or not. And there was an opportunity there for me to fight him at that point, but I was like, nah, you know what I mean? And I decided that I was gonna retire. I had enough of the sport. And so when I retired, it was more so about just how I felt, after my fights. I just got sick and tired of all the training, all the aches and pains, all the the aftermath after fights, going to the hospital after every single fight towards the back end of my career. Like I just got sick and tired of that, and that's the reason why I retired. I just felt like I was breaking down mentally, I was breaking down physically, and I just listened to my body. And a lot of fighters don't do that. They don't listen. They ignore everything. So I didn't ignore it. Thank God, I had support at home, and I made the decision to go ahead and hang up the gloves. Let me see. I got Benavidez by KO. I can see that too. That's a 50-50 fight. That's a 50-50 fight, man. And I only say that I only say it's a 50-50 fight because Morrell he's a real boxer, man. He can fight. Morrell can fight and he can punch. And he has good speed and he's a great counterpuncher. Benavidez is strong. He comes forward. He has a better IQ than people give him credit for. However, he's vulnerable in spots too. So if Morrell can make him pay for a lot of his vulnerabilities, footwork issues, just depending on solely on the high guard, that's another thing that he does. Then if he can make him pay, if he can hurt Benavidez and back him off and gain his respect, he can probably control the fight. He can. I don't know why. I just see Benavidez honestly having to come back from behind. I can see him being down on the scorecards, getting outboxed. This is a big man that he's facing with long arms that knows how to use his size and height and knows how to box. It's a Cuban style. So, but he can punch and he don't mind coming forward. So, it's gonna be interesting to see who bags up. Both these guys have aggressive styles. It's gonna be interesting to see if Morrell's gonna fight off his back foot this weekend, which he can. It's not his strong suit, but he can. Or is Benavidez going to do a little bit off his back foot? I don't know. I've seen Benavidez do it. I've seen him do it in training. You know, I even sparred his brother. Those guys are they're fighting fanatics. They love to fight. They love to mix it up. So hopefully Morrell likes to mix it up too. If Morrell likes to mix it up, we're gonna have a hell of a fight. Just like we had in that Nelson Pacheco fight. That was a hell of a fight. We're gonna have another one of those. So we shall see. Who has Morrell beat? Look, Morrell hasn't beaten anybody. This is his opportunity. This is his opportunity. Look, when I fought against with Junior Witter, I ain't had to beat nobody either. I had never fought out of California. Nobody knew who the hell I was. I have very limited experience. But I was ready. We gonna see if Morrell was ready for this. Of course, you have Benavidez has more experience. He has a lot of experience at 168 pounds. He's beat the better fighters. He has the better resume, in the professional ranks. But you have Morrell, who had 130 amateur fights. He only had 5 losses. He's won the world championships. He fought at 175 pounds. Okay, he's accustomed to this weight, so he's a dangerous guy. He's a dangerous guy that knows how to fight and comes from the Cuban school. So very, very knowledgeable. Got a high boxing IQ. So that's something I don't look you when you get in that ring. It don't matter what record this guy has. It don't matter if he's 11 in this. It doesn't matter if he has 3 fights. Dude, that dude is in there to hurt you. So like you got to treat every fight like it's your last fight. That's how you remain on top. It don't matter. And see, that's the thing that people don't realize about Mayweather. Mayweather treated every fight like it was a super fight. It didn't matter who he was in the ring with. And he never had any hiccups because he respected every fighter and he respected the game. So, the people don't talk about that with Mayweather. I've seen him train. Hardest training fighter I've ever seen in my life. Hands down. So, and I've told you guys this before, the ones that have tuned in. So, you take anybody that get in that ring with you, you got to take them seriously. And again, treat every fight like it's your last fight, and you're gonna be prepared for whatever they bring. How I bet on the underdog? I know you be betting on those underdogs. Nah, I don't bet, man. I don't bet. Nah, a lot of people think I bet or whatever. I don't bet. And if anything, it's like a little friendly bet with my brother-in-law. That's it. A little friendly bet. And like, oh, I bet this guy win. Or sometimes I'll be like, hey, I'll let you pick. Who's gonna win this weekend? I'll let him pick. Let him hang himself. That's just it. But nah, I don't be betting. Not at all. Not at all. And last week odds, I just liked him for the Nelson fight. I liked him for the Nelson fight because I thought Nelson had puncher's chance, and then his team too. You know, um, but Pacheco, he did a great job and isolating. You know, Nelson, he did a great job, man. Um, And I know that there's things that he needs to work on, but I was impressed with his defense this time. I know towards the end of the fight, he had a little problems, defending against those hooks and right hands, but it was late. This is a kid that doesn't go the distance offense. It's 12 rounds. It's difficult to go 12 rounds. It really is, especially when you have somebody gunning for you, like a Nelson who never quit, who never laid down, who just kept pressing and kept pressing and kept pressing. But Pacheco, he showed maturity. He was calm under the fire. He was very precise with his offense, very economical with his work. He observes his fighters. He observes like his competition extremely well. And then once he gets their patterns down and he figured out, and I always I told y'all 4 rounds. Usually it takes him about 3 to 4 to figure guys out. And once he figures you out, then he starts putting piece and combinations together. And then there's with Pacheco, um, there's combinations he has learned and mastered, combinations that kill shorter fighters. So the uppercut, if you got an uppercut, you're a tall fighter, or especially know how to land it with the backhand. Oh my God, you're gonna kill these shorter fighters because they're constantly trying to get in on the inside. If you got a right hand, a chopping right hand, when they reaching with that jab, he has that chopping right hand too. And if you got a check hook, and he got a mean check hook, he got that long reach, and he knows how to step back, and he knows how to generate punching power. With that check hook, he gonna catch you. He gonna hurt you with shots. And in those occasions where he will put combinations together, I thought it was sweet, but a very very surgical like performance by him. Of course, he can throw more punches. Of course, he can, clinch a little bit more or fight a little bit more on the inside. Like there's various things that he can definitely improve on. But overall, I just thought like, wow, like he did what he had to do against a tough, hungry, veteran fighter in Nelson. So he impressed me. He impressed me. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, there's always room for improvement. Sprint House, see. Hardest puncher you ever fought, including sparring. Hardest puncher I've ever fought. Shoot. Pavatnikov, for sure, Pavatnikov. And then Manny Marquez can punch. This dude named this African guy, I forget his name, Antamani. It was one of my fights on maybe my 13th fight or something like that, or 14th fight. Yeah, that was the first time. That was the first time I got hit, like hit with it was. I got hit with an uppercut, and that was the first time like I felt like something was wrong. Like something was wrong. Something wasn't right. I remember laying down after that fight, laying down in my hotel room, or when I got home. I remember laying down, man, and just feeling like an electrical current going from my head all the way down to my feet and then back up to my head. And I was just like, is this normal? This can't be normal. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind I was concussed, but I ended up knocking him out. I ended up knocking him out, catching him with a right hand in I think the fifth round. Thank God I did, because that dude hit like a monster. My gosh, he can hit, he can punch, and but yeah, I remember having that was like the first signs of me actually like really getting hurt and buzzed and feeling the after effects, man. And that was very interesting. And that went on for like about a few days, to where I even when I was standing, like I would feel like like something like electrical current just going down my from my head all the way down to my toes and then back up. And I would complain to my wife all the time and kind of give me the chills. It's weird, man. Weird. You know, when we fighters, we in tune with our bodies. We in tune with our bodies. Trust me. We know our bodies extremely well. You have to know your body extremely well. So, and another thing that fighters don't really, that fans don't really understand and know, and some fighters I don't believe understand either, is that like conditioning and stamina and all that stuff is not just the amount of work you do on the road, and the road work and the sprinting and the weight training and all the sparring and all that stuff. Like yeah, that's part of it, but it's nutrition. Like when I turn my nutrition up, like that's what set me apart. Like when my cells are functioning at the highest level, like all of my cells in my body, and I'm getting the right nutrients in, like that's part of conditioning. That's part of stamina. That's part of strength. Like when you have that combination of both, that's when you become your absolute best. You know, you become more efficient. You have more energy, sustainable energy throughout the fight. You know, your lungs are open wide. You know, like people that eating pizza and hamburgers after after weigh-ins and all that stuff and eating all this crap. You doing nothing for yourself. You doing absolutely nothing. You're hindering your performance when you're eating crap. You know, it's like putting you got a race car and you're putting bad fuel in the race car. Like you're putting you putting E87 in your race car. It's like, why are you putting E87 in your race car, man? Don't you need racing fuel? You need to put racing fuel into your body. So if you take care of your nutrition, like in between fights, even after your fights, just eat a little bit more, eat the same thing you've been eating during your training camp, but just eat more of it during the week of the fight or the day after the weigh-ins, after you make weight, you good. You good. But I see a lot of fighters breaking that diet, going off the rails, eating, drinking crazy sodas and different stuff. And I'm telling y'all right now, that affects your performance. Nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. That's advice for all the young fighters out there, man. And if anybody that's trying to like lose weight and just, feel good, that's another thing. You know, exercise is extremely important. However, what you eat, what you eat is the most important thing. You know, people feel like they have to go to the gym every day. I gotta go to the gym. I gotta go exercise. Yeah, but that'll help. That'll help. Because you wanna kind of create that calorie that calorie what's the word I'm looking for? Uh you wanna consume, you wanna burn more calories than what you consume. You know, and that's a quicker way to lose weight. However, your nutrition, if you're eating well, you're eating your micronutrients, you're eating your fruits, your vegetables, the weight gonna fall off of you. It's gonna fall off of you without you even noticing it. So I'm just gonna keep it 100 with y'all for real. Bradley versus Madonna would have been amazing. Yeah, 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 yeah. Man, my man Sean Tail in the building. What's up? What's up, bro? What's good with you, brother? How you doing, bro? Hey, I'm glad you on, bro. Yeah. Bradley versus Broner. Yeah, Broner was a good fighter, man. You know, if he'd have fought him at one, if I would have fought him at 140, that'd have been a hell of a match. You know, he had good boxing skills, real good boxing skills. I would have had to definitely pressure Broner. I would have had to put that pressure on him. Can you train me? I have a tremendous talent. Yeah, man. I don't train fighters, man. The same level of dedication that I had you gotta have that. You know, that's the only way if I would even consider training anybody. But that's not for me. That's not for me, man. Nah. I don't mind giving like tips out, and helping fighters and telling them areas where they can, improve in. But that's just it. You know, you think Devin feeling electrical currents? You hilarious. I think Devin felt electrical currents, yeah, for months. And shoot, absolutely, I know he feeling that. Absolutely, he better now. He definitely better now. Your stamina was crazy. Yeah, my stamina was crazy. Having an athletic body and having like lean muscle tissue and having a muscular body, a physique like me, like I do require a lot more oxygen than most. So, um, I felt like I had to do a little bit more cardio. I would say, I ran extremely hard. I ran anywhere from 5 to 8 miles, and I would do that every day, at least 5, 6 days a week. You know, but that's what I did, and that's what I had to do for me, and that was mainly there was two things attached to that. One was work this because this is the most important thing in boxing, your mind, having being resilient and being strong, being determined. Um, Even when things are not going right, you got to be mentally tough. So if I'm training, I'm running those miles, and if I'm running them in the heat, I used to run these miles. Sometimes I'll run them in the morning, but sometimes I would challenge myself and I would run them in 100-degree weather, just so, because I want to get used to the heat, because it's hot inside that ring. It's hot. Those bright lights, all that pressure on you, it's hot. So if I'm running in 115-degree weather, 110, it's crazy, and I don't, and I'm not telling anybody to do what I did, because I don't want I don't want nobody passing the hell out. I was a Campbell. I drank a lot of water. I've been raised up in the desert, so I was used to the heat. So but that's what hardened me. Running in that heat, sweating, that burn, that sun is beaming down on your head as you're running with the hat on, and you're all on your back and body, and I just got accustomed to it. And so if I get used to that, again, treacherous, tough, dangerous, the fight gonna be easy. Your training camps, young fighters, your training camps have to be harder than the fight. Like, you have to know that. Like, if you put your body through hell and you put your mind through hell, and you're going to perform in your fights. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. You have to put yourself through hell in training, so the fights are easy. The fights are easy. That's just it. There were times when my dad, just to let you guys know, there were times when my dad would, like, I mean, my dad went as far as, like, handcuffing me in sparring. My dad went as far as taping one of the side of my headgear and just taking my vision away, and now I got to fight with one eye. My dad has forced me to put one hand behind my back, you know and fight that way. Only using one hand. You only can use one hand. He would handicap me, just in case something like that was to happen. So when I had the swollen eye and I'm fighting against Diego Chavez, I I've been there. Ain't nothing I ain't never seen. When I'm fighting with a broken rib, like, I've put myself through so much pain and so much hurt, and I've sacrificed so much through training that I can fight with a broken rib for 8 rounds. It happened in the second round. I fought through it. My eye was damn near closed in the Chavez fight. Closed. Broken eye socket. Broke my eye socket. The pain was so severe, so severe. But I've been in training more severe than this pain that I'm feeling. I put myself through that. So that way, when I do feel it, I'm like, I'm used to it. I'm accustomed to this pain. I could deal with it. So I was able to keep going. But every time he hit me on that eye, did it hurt? Hell yeah, it hurt. It hurt like hell. But it's either, at that point, you got to make a choice. Either you're going to stay in it just a little bit longer and secure that victory, or you're going to lose. Just cough it up. You're going to give up. So this is the hurt business we in. So me being a fighter, I'm required to continue. See, and that's why I like, roosters. I respect roosters, because if you ever seen two roosters go at it, like, really go at it, fight, it's to the death. It is to the death. And it's crazy because they can slice each other up, right? Because they put knives and stuff on them. And I don't do that. I don't do that gambling stuff. I don't do none of that. I don't do that. But I've seen it, right? But the way they're able to see, if both of them guts hanging out, you don't know who's alive or not. What they do is they pick them up and they put them together. And the first one that pokes is the one that wins. The one that wins the match. Both of them on their deathbed, they dying right before your eyes. But the one that pokes, just give a little bit, just more, wins the match. And so that's how I wanted to be. That's exactly how I was. So, but anyways, let's see. Tim, you always had one of my favorite temperaments of a fighter and character. You put a beating on Casamayor. He was one of my favorite fighters of mine. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Casamayor was old. It was older. He was older. Casamayor was a tremendous fighter, Cuban style fighter, good counterpuncher, great boxer. He definitely was older. He talked a lot of shit. Oh my God, he talked a lot of shit. My goodness. But, I had to put him in his place. He didn't know what he was up against. Thoughts on Rafael Espinoza campaigning at 130. Espinoza, what, for me, what sets him apart is his hunger. Espinoza's, how hungry he is, that it's demonic stuff. Like, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying, like, that's vicious how determined that young man is. And he's gonna go far because he does have skills. He can box, he has size. I think he's gonna fit in perfectly at 130. He still has the physical advantages over all of his opposition. He's tall, he's rangy, he can fight in the inside, he can shoot uppercuts, body shots, he's a good counterpuncher, he can fight off his back foot. The only downfall I see in his game is, and it was weird because in this last fight, his defense was a lot better. His defense got better, and if he cares about not getting hit, just care about not getting hit, man, that kid, he's gonna be hard to stop. He's going to be hard to stop, man, because that hunger, man, you can't look. That's just something in him. Uh, everybody has something to fight for, but it seems like he has more to fight for than all the guys that he stepped foot in the ring with. And as if you saw against Robesi, just a different level of want in that guy. So I appreciate guys like him. I appreciate guys like Oscar Valdez. They bring it every single time, man. They bring it, and you see their heart on their shoulder, on their shoulder, man. And I respect guys like that. So, Jerry, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro? I appreciate you. Thank you. $2 super chat. Is the winner of Morrell Benavidez the new 75-pound king? Hell no. Hell no. Look, I respect both these guys, but they'll be in line to face the king. They'll be in line to face the king. That's what it is. So, they're definitely gonna be in the sweepstakes to be able to fight the winner of Bivol. Now, if Bivol wins, this time around, then you're gonna have to wait for this. Gonna be a third fight. So then they're gonna have to be waiting. But if Better Biev wins, he's going to be looking for a new dance partner, and he can take on the winner of Morrell and Better Biev. I mean, and Benavidez, excuse me. So we'll see. We gonna see. And obviously, the winners have to take the fight. I don't see why, for me, the way Benavidez is, he wins this fight. I don't see why he wouldn't want to fight Better Biev. You know, to me, I think his mentality is to fight the best, to prove that he's the best. I like Benavidez, not only as a fighter, but I like his mentality. He's a throwback fighter. He has that mindset, and he wants to prove it. And that's the reason why he's so adamant about fighting Canelo Alvarez, because he feels that he's a threat. He feels, and Canelo knows it. He's a threat. But that's my opinion. Again, why do you think Canelo's not willing to fight him? It's not because he don't like him. It's because he's tough. He's a big guy. He's tough. So we'll see, man. But I like him. I like his temperament. I like what he brings in the ring. He's extremely aggressive, but at the same time, he's respectful. He's extremely respectful. If you respect him, he gonna respect you, and I like that about Benavidez. He's not one of those guys that like turn away from the media and f the media, whatever. Like, he's cool. Now, Pops on the other hand, good dude, cool as hell. We had our little run in and beef and stuff because I said something about his son. However, me and his son is cool. We cool. So, um, let's see what else we got, man. Does Top Rank interest in Navarrete Foster? Um, I don't know. That fight is a good fight. Yeah, stylistically, you think that's a good fight for Navarrete? Stylistically, Foster, Navarrete, yeah, he fights boxers. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a fight that I want to see. Definitely a fight that I want to see. And Navarrete definitely has the style to give a guy like Foster Fitz, especially if you got a guy like Conceição that went tooth and nails with him. So Navarrete, on the other hand, a well conditioned, no hurt hands Navarrete, double fisted assassin, no joke, no joke. Good chin. But it was weird. It was the last time I spoke to Navarrete. It was weird to hear him. He only has a few fights left. Like he's planning his exit already. He's been an interesting fighter. Out of all the fighters that I've ever interviewed, Navarrete has been the most interesting because he just don't give a damn. Like I've never seen someone so undisciplined. Uh, do it like he want to do it. Don't care about what anybody thinks. I've said some crazy outlandish shit about him, and he cool. What's up, Tim? How you doing? Did you get a nutritionist? No, I ain't get no fucking nutritionist, Tim. Nah, I'm gonna be me. Like, and he's done it his way, and he's been successful with it. I've never seen somebody so just relaxed and smooth the way he is, and then go inside that ring and perform the way he is. Yeah, he's something different. He is definitely something different. Like his uh his undisciplined ways and rebellious ways is success for him. The more fucked up things are, the better it is for him. It's weird. It is so weird. Yeah. But anyways, absolutely, man. Man. Let's see. Jerry, they appreciate the super chat, man. I believe El Mastro stops Morrell and Bival slash Better Biev. Whoa, really? Ooh, man. Look, Jerry. I don't know, man. That's big talk. That's some big talk, man. I'm curious to see how Benavidez is gonna look in this fight. A healthy Benavidez, because his last fight he did gas out a bit, and he gassed out at 6. Now I don't know if that had to do with his preparation with the hand injury, and he didn't spar. But there's other ways of getting stamina without sparring. I mean, you can run. You got sprints, wind sprints, tons of shadow boxing, intense shadow boxing. You don't ever have to really hit anything. But I don't know. So I'm curious to see how he's gonna be. Did that added weight take a little bit away from his actual road work because now he don't have to work as hard. So you got to accumulate that too. So now this big fight, he's talking big shit. Morrell's talking big shit. He really wants it. I expect a lion to get in that ring. Both of these guys are gonna be ready, man, and I expect a hell of a fight, man. So if it boiled down to toughness, Benavidez all day. But boxing is just not about toughness, man. You gotta have that. It's a part of it, but you also gotta have skills, and you also gotta execute, and you also gotta have strategy, and boxing skills, which both guys do, but they do it differently. So I think the guy with the more skills is Morrell. Morrell, amateur background as well, but the guy that has the most heart and understands his style, understands his approach, knows how to deliver his approach. You know, we've seen it time and time again. Is Benavidez. So experience with that, fought the better competition. I'm thinking him. He's gonna win, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone picks Morrell. I would not be surprised if he wins. So a hell of a fight though. It's the 50-50 fight that everybody wants to see, right? And it's here in America, and that's what I like. It's here in America. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hey Jerry, man, again, I appreciate you, man. Join Ring IQ panel live fight party Saturday. Um, yeah, I don't shoot. No, I don't know if I can, man. But I will try to attempt if I can. I'll try to attempt it. I'm not sure. Saturday, yeah, I'm not sure what the hell I'm doing on Saturday. So, but let's see. Let's see. Hey, Hunter, man, wow, what a super chat, bro. Appreciate the $20 on the super chat, man. Thank you. Hey, Hunter of the Hunt. Hey, appreciate you, man. Desert Storm, appreciate your content on your own channel. I used to think you was a hater. I am the biggest hater in boxing, man. You already know, but glad to see you just speak your mind. That's all it's about, man. When I call myself a big hater and all of that stuff, it's just all, again, it's this new generation, man. The new generation, everybody use that word like, and they use it loosely, and that's the reason why I like to use it, man, because it's something that, like, 'cause you have a different opinion about somebody. Oh, you hating. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna get some haterade for y'all ass, and so I'm gonna have some haterism today. So just meaning my opinion. That's it. But I appreciate the super chat, big dog. No doubt about it, man. Thank you. I salute you too, bro. For real. Um, Let me see what else. Yeah, True School Media. What up? What up? What up, Coach? Is that Coach Malachi in the building? Salute, Coach Malachi. What's up with you, big dog? Yeah, man. Good show today, man. Hey, hey, Hunter of the Hunt. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you again. $5 super chat right here. Check this out. He says, champ, what would you have between, he says, what would you have between Frank Martin and Keyshawn? What would I think? I got I got Keyshawn Davis. I got Keyshawn Davis. I think Keyshawn Davis skills are misunderstood. I think that Keyshawn Davis, I think his amateur pedigree, um I think his understanding of his craft is a lot better than Frank Martin's. Frank Martin is good. He's hot. He's like a hot pocket to me, man. Like, he comes out, he's quick. Good combination, strong. A lot of stuff look forced. It doesn't seem natural to me. I don't know if he had. I don't even know if I don't think he had an extensive amateur career, and I think he comes from wrestling. He has a wrestling background as well. Um, but I just feel that Keyshawn Davis, he knows how to control. It's almost like, let me give you an example. It's like, have you ever seen somebody ride a horse that ain't never rode a horse before, and they just look awkward, look all over the place. You know, the horse is confused too. Like, what the, you know, when I see Frank Martin, that's what I see. I see a guy that, don't really know how to control that horse. He got a ton of athletic ability, good speed, good power. He does have some knowledge, but like, it's not controlled like it should be. Keyshawn, to me, it's like he knows what he needs to do, and he's extremely adaptive, and he's the type of guy that knows how to manipulate balance, knows how to manipulate guards. He's a highly skilled guy, man. Especially being around Terrence Crawford, he's learned a lot of tricks of the trade, a lot of the old school tactics. He's learned that whole B&B squad training, the methods, the way they train. Um, it's impressive. I've seen it firsthand with Crawford. It's extremely impressive. The way they study film is extremely impressive. Real students of the game. They're optimistic. They don't think they know everything. They're looking to learn. And that's what I like about them. And they've grown together. That's awesome as well. So I would say Keyshawn Davis. Really good outside, uh, good jab, good timing, great counterpuncher. I think he'll be able to make Frank Martin pay when he try to commit. I think he'll make him pay, and I think he beats Frank Martin. And I don't know if it'll be by stoppage, but I know he beats him for sure. I know he beats him for sure. So, but that's a fight that I wouldn't mind seeing though. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Jerry, what's up, man? I appreciate you again, man. No doubt. El Mastro versus Old Guard. Yeah, Benavidez. Yeah, Better BF is 40. Bivol is 34. I get it. Young gun. I look. There's something to be said about youth. There is. There's something to be said about youth, but there's something to be said about experience as well. Experience, those guys in particularly, like, I want everybody to understand this, man. You hear all this sparring stories, and you hear all this, like, there were times where I used to get my ass kicked in sparring, ass kicked. But if I fought that person in the ring with me, I would beat the shit out that person. Like seriously, like no problem. So like just because you did well with somebody in sparring don't mean you're gonna do well with them in a fight because you got 8 ounce gloves on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not losing weight anymore. You know, when I sparred you, you were full of energy. You were bigger than I was. I'm losing weight. I'm training 3 or 4 times a day. Like you have an advantage over me. That's what I want you to have. So you might get the better of me that day. That's fine. And I'm only saying this because Benavidez sparred Bivol, and he got the best of him. And Bivol knows he's strong. He's strong. He's strong. That's 168. Until Benavidez show me what he can do at 75, because his last fight was all right. It wasn't anything special. It was all right. Until he shows me something, then that's when I'm like, okay, all right, he might have a chance. So, but until then, he got to get past Morrell. If he get past Morrell in flying colors, he knock out Morrell. Now that's a statement. That's sending a statement to the entire division right there. Because of Morrell, again, his skill set and what he brings into that ring. So don't let those numbers fool you, man. Don't let those numbers fool you. Don't get okey doked. Trust me. You don't want to be like Munguia. You don't want to be like Munguia. They're not taking the sport seriously. You got to take this sport seriously. It don't matter who you step foot in that ring with. Take it seriously. So, TigerJohnson, where's his ceiling? TigerJohnson's ceiling is where TigerJohnson wants it to be honest with you. Very talented fighter. Extremely talented fighter, young fighter. Gotta find consistency though. That's how you know when a fighter is going to be good, great, or decent. You gotta be consistent. Like you gotta see constant improvement. Little by little. All right. Every now and then a different style might give you a hiccup. But when you go back to that style, you have to execute that style. And the styles that give a guy like TigerJohnson problems are movers, guys that are fleet-footed, all right, guys that are hard to predict, guys that are a little bit off rhythm. Those are the guys that gives him problems. He has to figure out a way to master that style. And once he do that, then he gonna be on the up and up. Because guys that sit directly in front of him, he has no problem beating. He has no problem with those guys. Guys that comes directly at him, he has no problem with those guys. But that particular style could be in that weight class that he's in, 140. If you look at a guy like, if I think he's fighting at 40, but he's a big guy, so he could be at 47 now. I don't know. He could be going to 47. I'm not sure. But anyways, he got to master that. You got to see small improvements each time out. And so as of late, his performances have been kind of dull. They haven't been living up to the hype. So that's just it. That's what I think about it. But if he gets it down and he starts again staying consistent, then he got a bright future. Absolutely, very talented fighter. So, um, dang, did I miss something? Hold up, let me see if I can get another one. I appreciate the super chats, man. I really do. Thank you guys. Badass fight. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just reading some of these right here. What you think of Tito calling out Shakur? Hey, look, I like it. I like his energy. Tito Mercado, I like his energy. Like we need talent like that. We need fighters like that, man. You know, to want to face the best, who's not afraid to challenge the best. That's why boxing is falling off in America, man. Because guys ain't willing to fight the best guys. They asking for a ton of money. Come on, man. Like, you can't be sitting up here pocket watching. There are a lot of guys, that's what they get caught up in. They get caught up in pocket watching. Well, why he getting that? I done this. I done that. He ain't do this. I should be getting this. And then a lot of people think that their market is bigger than what it is. They think that their market is big. And it's just like, yo, your market's not that big. You think it is. It's not. A lot of people, they sit there and they look at their ratings and like, well, my ratings are this, my ratings are that. It's like, yo, those ratings can be influenced. Easy. It depends. It depends on a lot of things. what is coming after. A big game. What you coming on, what's coming in right before you. You know what I mean? So like, don't look at the people in the stands and make sure that a lot of those tickets ain't comped. And that's when you know your worth. That's how you know your worth. If the people are showing up, you selling out, hey, that now it's like, hey, let's talk. Let's talk. Everybody coming to see me. And it's great to sell out in your hometown. That's a great start. You want to build your hometown up. You want to sell out your hometown. You want to put on performance like Keyshawn Davis. Now, the objective is to take that, what he did over there, and bring it to Vegas. Take that, what he did over there, and bring it wherever he go. Bring that following wherever he's at. New York City. He going to have a chance to take that and bring it to New York. Because that event that he put on was spectacular. People love that event. All these people. Now, if they willing to travel and spend that bread to go see him, then that's when we got to start. And that's what I'm looking for. That's exactly what I'm looking for here in America. I'm looking for the next star. I'm looking for the next American star. Because we have very limited amount of stars. We got Tank. Who else? Who else we got besides Tank? I mean, you could say if you want to get Jake Paul. I mean, if that's what y'all want, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, but who else besides that are doing, 17,000, 20,000 seats, and majority of the seats are bought, not comped. So that's what I'm after. I'm looking for the next one. I'm looking for the next Mayweather. I'm looking for the next, but not stylistically. I'm just saying, as far as notoriety, it takes time to build these fighters, man, to get to that point. And there's no recipe or no formula to get that done. It really isn't. You either have it or you don't. We thought Teofimo Lopez had it, but obviously he didn't. Obviously he didn't. I mean, there was a couple of opportunities for Teofimo Lopez to really ride that wave, man, because he was making a lot of buzz. But for whatever the apparent reason, all these different other things happen, and this is what happens after that. So, it's just, again, decision making and choices. Some of it is his fault, some of it isn't his fault. So, you know, but let me see what else we got. What else we got over here? Favorite fighter of all times? Oh, Marvin Hagler, Holyfield, Roy Jones. I loved Sugar Shane Mosley. Ali was fire. Sugar Ray Leonard was fire. But my all time for me, Hagler. Hagler. Cut from the. I just felt like I was cut from the same mentality wise. I love the way, he would go into the dungeon and he wouldn't come out until it was fight time. I love the way he always fought the best guys out there. I kind of wanted to follow his career, and fight whoever they put in front of me, and again fight the best and prove that I was the best. So I had that old school mentality in boxing. Once I became world champion, it was like, okay, I get that first voluntary defense. I had it against a guy named Edna Cherry, and then right after that, I unified the titles with Kendall Hall. So that's the cloth I was cut from, man. And watching those type of guys, I'm like, I want to be like them. I want to be legendary like them. I want to be in the Hall of Fame like them. And that was the ultimate goal for me, And I set goals for myself. So it was like, become a world champion. That was the first goal. Like, I got to become a world champion. That's the first goal, And then after that was like, okay, I want to become a unified champion. All right, let's go after Kendall Hall. Dangerous fighter. You know what? But I feel I'm better. Let's go. Let's do it. So then that happens. I beat him. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can get a Floyd fight or something like that. No, it wasn't time yet. So I continue to fight the best guys out there. I had a mandatory with Peterson, who was undefeated at the time. I beat him. And then it was like shortly after, I think it was Nate Campbell. I fought him. I don't know how the order went, but I'm just saying, like, it was just tough guy after tough guy. And Nate Campbell, you remember, he was a unified champion at 135 pounds. and he had beat Juan Diaz in Mexico. I remember that. Um, and shortly after that, I ended up getting in the ring with him. I was like, I'll fight you. So he came up to 140 to see me to try to take my titles. And of course, that wouldn't happen. And everybody know what happened, or not had clash or whatever. But I was on the way to whooping his ass. There was no doubt about it. He couldn't see me. I was too quick, too conditioned. I was beating him to the punch every single time. There was no way he was beating me that night, and I was in my hometown too. Shit, we don't lose at home. You don't lose at home. No, we don't lose at home. That's a code in my gym. We don't lose at home. That's like somebody coming to your house. Nah. My fans, we gonna party, baby. Brandon, I appreciate the super chat, bro. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, bro. For real. Appreciate that, man. Um, Brandon, what's good, man? I appreciate the super chat again, man. Where do you rank Frank, Tim? Frank Frank is a good top contender. He's a good top contender. He's not a bad fighter at all. Frank Martin is a good fighter. You know, he definitely needs to again be able to figure out it, and it takes time. It takes time. It takes time, guys. It does. I knew that Tank when he had fought Tank. I knew Tank has that experience, man. Tank has that experience to remain patient, and I call them like bird watchers. Just he sit down and Tank could just pick it by his time. He'll let you work, and that's experience, man. That's like the formula Mayweather used. He'll let you work. Go back and watch him when he fought against Canelo. You hear the corner say, "Hey, let him work. Let him work. Let him work. Let him wear it down a little bit. Once he wear it down a little bit, then you gonna got him, baby. You got him, baby." It's conserving your energy, and Frank don't know how to do that, man. Everything's just fast, 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 fast. Everything's fast, and then he ends up burning out. He ends up making mistakes, and then that's what cost him. That's what cost him the fight. But if he learns how to again control the action, slow the pace down, everything don't have to be fast. Everything only have to be hard. Then he'll become a better and better fighter. But it takes time, man, to be able to learn that. It takes time. It's experience. That's what it is. So that's what I think of him. Good fighter. Not a great one yet. Not saying that he can't become great, but he's a good fighter. Absolutely good fighter. Let's see. Let's see. They need Tim Bradley protege. Hey, I wish. I wish, man. Schedule boxing in February. Yes, fire boxing in February. Absolutely, Tim. Could I have reached out to Bob or Eddie Hearns? Let's see. Backstory. My amateur career. If I win the U.S. Nationals twice, is that enough? Absolutely, man. Look. Don't let with everything that you guys have at your disposal now, man. There's ways of reaching out. There's ways of staying consistent, and trying to get signed. There is, persistency, and you got to get them to pay attention to you. You know, again, I didn't get that opportunity, so I'm just saying I didn't get that opportunity. I got lucky. I was at the right place at the right time when I met um, Thompson. So yes, look, man, get a video, send it to them. I'm sure they get videos all the time. Maybe they'll look at you. If you can get with a manager, send a video to the manager. That'd be great too. If you can fly out to a fight or something, um, that fight near your local area, near where you live and reside, go to a fight, see if you can get in contact with anybody from there. I mean, look, everything's at your disposal online, man. Like if you're looking for a manager, I'm sure you can find them online. If you can DM a manager, a top manager in the game, and see if he's interested in you. That's the way that you can get to a promoter too. If you can get yourself a nice manager that knows everybody in the business. Every manager that's a part of boxing, they know everybody in the business. You have to. So if you're talented, if they believe that you're talented enough, then they'll sign you. So look up the top managers in boxing and see how to get in contact with them. Through either email or social media. You know, Back then they didn't have that with me, so I I didn't have no manager for a while. I didn't have a manager for a while, so you know I had to figure things out on my own. So Tim, shout out to Houston. What up, Houston in the building? What's good with you, man? Respect. I watch you on Top Rank all the time. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. Brandon. Oh man, Brandon again. What's up with you, big dog? Hey, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that, man. You versus Tank. How? Look, look. If if and I know this is speculation. It's all speculation because with the fight will never happen. But I'm telling you guys right now, okay, what I see, nobody else sees. All right, in Tank. Okay, I'm not gonna give it away. However, I'll just tell you this: if you give me the first half of a fight, if you give me the first half of a fight, and you hit me with your best shot, and I don't go nowhere, I'm 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 not gonna get beat. I'm not. I'm too smart for that. I'm not gonna get beat. If you hit me with your best shot and I don't go nowhere, one. And if you get me the first half of the fight, bruh, you're not gonna win. I promise you that. I don't care how much you reserve energy you have. I don't care. I don't care how much power you got. Look, Manny Pacquiao can punch. Marquez can punch. All these guys, Ruslan Pavannikov can punch. Ruslan Pavannikov thought he had me, but I was there. As long as I'm breathing, as long as I got air in my lungs and my heart is beating and I ain't knocked the hell out, you gonna have hell. I'm gonna be right there. So it would have been a hell of a fight with Tank, no doubt in my mind. I beat him. I beat Tank. I'm just letting y'all know I beat him. I will beat Tank. So it is what it is. Somebody gonna take this. They gonna cut it. They gonna go. It's gonna go to Tank or whatever. He gonna say whatever. I don't care. I'm telling you. That's how you. If you. I mean, how do I say this? If you not scared of Tank, if you don't fear Tank, and you have the IQ to deal with what he's dishing out, you can beat Tank. I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared to throw. I wasn't scared to get hit. I wasn't scared of none of that. So I'm telling y'all, it would have been on and popping, and I would beat Tank. I would beat Tank at 140, no doubt. I can make 135. I could make 135. So that's a bit unfair. I mean, 140 for sure, for sure. I beat him. So if he comes up to 140, because I couldn't make 135. So that's just what it is. And hey, I see the cap. I see the cap. That's fine. You can have a cap or whatever. Is I'm gonna ask you guys this: who's better, Tank Davis or Manny Pacquiao? I'm waiting, chat. Who's better? Who's better, Manny Pacquiao? There shouldn't even be a discussion. There shouldn't even be a discussion at all. At all. Shouldn't be a discussion. Tank couldn't keep you off of him. You remember when Tank fought against Isaac Cruz? Remember that? When he had a hand injury? He was boxing, he was moving, he hit him with everything. Isaac Cruz was right there in his grill every single time. What did he say after the fight? What did Tank say after the fight? He said, they said, you want to rematch him? He's like, hell no. Nah, hell no. Why you think he said that? That was one of the most toughest matches of his career right there. Isaac Cruz. One of the toughest matches. Not only was he dealing with the hand injury, however, he was dealing with all that pressure, and he hit a dude that wasn't afraid of him, a dude that can take it on that chin. But I got more boxing skills than Isaac Cruz, and I apply a lot more pressure. A lot more pressure. I can apply a lot more pressure. Ask Kendall Hall. And I was extremely intuitive, and I was quick. I had quick hands. I can get in and out, and I can read. I can read motherfuckers. Read them. So yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Great. It'll be a great fight. It'll be a great fight. Would have been. Of course, Pac is better. Of course, Pac is way better. Come on. Look, I respect Tank and what he's doing, what he's done. I understand his mission. He can have his mission. It is what it is, but he gonna be put in a place where the way he has decided to go about his career, he's gonna be put in that place. That's just what it is. I respect it though. You know what I'm saying? Do you? That's fine. You told us what it's about. All right, cool. But don't get mad when people say that, bro. You're not fighting the best. Don't get mad when people say you're not the number one fighter. Don't get mad when people questioning you about your resume. Like, don't get mad about any of that. You know what I mean? And I don't think he will. I really don't think he will. So it is what it is. So I'm do you? Do you? You will get judged accordingly by the fans, by the media, by whoever it is. So I'm learning to understand that everybody ain't gotta be like me. Everybody ain't gotta want to go to the Hall of Fame. Everybody ain't gotta want to be the number one fighter on the planet. Everybody ain't gotta go. No, everybody ain't gotta want the same things. Everybody ambition is different. Everybody ambition is different in the game. Fighters, we do it. Yeah, we doing it for the money to feed our families. Some fighters do it because they want both. They want the legacy and they want the money. Some fighters just do it for the money. You know, that's just it. Everybody has their own ambition, and you got to respect that. Me being in sports, this game is so fucked. It's not even sports. There's no really standard to boxing. Boxing's so all over the place. The goalposts get moved all the time. All the time, the goalposts get moved. So this particular guy, he don't want to face this particular guy. Nobody cares. Some people care, some people don't. So everybody's saying, well, what Tim? I'm gonna give you a perfect example. They saying, well, Tim, why is it okay if Tank to do what he do and all that stuff? And I said, because Tank was honest. There's a lot of guys that move in the sport, they're not being honest. And they're lying to the fans. At least he's not lying. He ain't lying. So that's the reason why I'm like, okay, I know what it is. But you got other guys in the sport that want to have the belts. They want to have the glory. They want to have the rating, the status, but they don't want to fight the best. That's different. That's completely different. Different. Because he don't care to fight the best. He don't care to be number one. It, Go back and listen to him when he got his belt. When the WBA elevated Tank to the championship, to the belt. What he said, I don't want that effing shit. F that belt. I don't want that. Remember? So, anyways, all good. Attorney Belly, what's up, man? I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat. The 10 bones, bro. I appreciate that, man. You are the best real-time analyst, man. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey, look, I appreciate that, man. It's from the bottom of my heart, for real, bro. I really appreciate that, bro, for real. Boxing culture different today. Yes, it is. Yep, it sure is. Not as acceptable as the mainstream, like in the year in the back. Well, mainstream, like in your day and the past. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yep. Also more popular to talk about fighting and drama than fighting. Yes, it sure is, man. And so, like yesterday, when I went off on my little tangent yesterday, it's because that's what I see. That's what I'm seeing scrolling through the media. I'm scrolling through the media. I'm scrolling through YouTube, and that's all I'm seeing is just like all these channels arguing about this and Tank and all this stuff and going back and forth. So I'm just like, dude, like, what don't people understand? Like, he told you what it's about. So that's what I'm talking about. And then to you, and to what you're saying, attorney, I appreciate this, man. You're right. It's different. It's just like the rap today, right? It's like I come from the 90s. I'm an 80s baby, so I listen to the rap in the 90s, early 2000s. I'm listening to that, right? There's purpose. There's, storytelling. You know what I mean? There's a lot to really absorb and listen. And now you listen to the rap and all the stuff sound the same, and they not really talking about much. You know what I'm saying? But you have to accept this new way. You do. You gotta respect this new way. You know, that's just what it is, and that's what I'm doing with these fighters now. So, like when you have your guys like Jared Anderson say, "I only do it for the money." All right, I hear you. I hear you. Do it for the money. When you have guys like Better Be of that says, Better Be of that says, "I do it for the money too. This is a job for me." All right, cool, no doubt. But hey, but he's fighting the best, so he's attaching that to it. But every guy ambition is different, guys. All right, it's different. And you guys gotta understand that. And I know the diehards out there. I get the diehards out there. That's all about the sport because that's what I was about. That's great. If you're not supporting the bullshit, don't support it. Don't support the bullshit. That's just what it is. So, Pack, Bud, hell of a fight. Yes, absolutely, hell of a fight. Pack and Bud at 140. Absolutely, hell of a fight. Pack was always dangerous. Them channels is fake. Let's see. Tim didn't Doug and Dodge. Hold on. Anyways, I gotta get ready to head out. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody in the super chat, man. Champ, you missed my super chat. Oh shoot, let me see where your super chat at, big dog. My bad, bro. Hold up. Where are we at? I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm going back. Oh, all right. Chill. What's up? Thank you for the super chat, man. The $10, man. I appreciate that, bro. It says Tank couldn't keep you off his ass, and he put the money signs up there. Yeah, yeah. You facts, facts. So that's what I believe. If I ain't going nowhere, if you don't knock me out, I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna be right there on your ass. So I feel that that's what I would have been if I would have ever fought Tank, especially at 140. At 140, I was strong, quick, accurate as hell. Let's see, Timma Brawler. Look, well-rounded stance, well-rounded fighter. That's what I was. Let's see, one more thing, and then I'm gonna get on out of here. I appreciate y'all for real. Appreciate y'all for real, no doubt. Watch tomorrow. Tank gonna come at me for saying that I will kick his ass. He probably might say something on social media if somebody take a clip of this and then send it to him or whatever. That's fine. He can say whatever he want to say. But anyways, um, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace and love. And I'll see y'all on the next one. All right. Peace.